Hey guys, it's James Sotheby here, and today we are doing a book collection for me. Anyways, I have about 13 books over here. You can't see them, but I think you can, like over here or whatever. But I have about 13 books that I've collected over the past 7 years, 6, 7, or 8 years, somewhere around there. But yeah. But I just wanted to share it with you guys in case if, you want to get interested in reading and all that. I'm mostly into like mainstream books. So, yeah. But anyways, leave a like if you want to see more. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So the first book we have, I have like a tower of books right now. I don't want it to tip over. But anyways, first book I have is The Giver by Lois Lowry. And I had to read this book in 8th grade as like a reading project. And I really enjoyed this book. Of course, there was a sequel after this, or prequel, I don't remember. It's called The Messenger. I read some of that, and it's pretty confusing, but, this book is pretty interesting. So if you've read The Messenger, and you probably don't understand it, read this book first. Because this came out with a movie in 2014 or 15, but it's a good movie too. So, yeah. Next up, we have my first, no, was it my first book? I don't know. But I read this in 7th grade, which is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I read this entire book. It's pretty detailed, but not as detailed as the next few books that I'm going to be talking about in this video. But yeah, this book is pretty detailed. J.R.R. Tolkien gets into, the details about the world that the Hobbit lives in, and it's pretty interesting. So, and this is also a prequel to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, in case if you, want to get caught up in that. Of course, you don't have to read this first to get into the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but it's just a suggestion. I'm trying to find a place to put my books. Anyways, yeah. Next book, I found this next book at a Goodwill, which is Twilight. And I know what you're thinking, bro, like, why Twilight? That book sucks. And yeah, if you've seen the Smosh video, you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I've seen the movie, bits of it anyways, and I've never read the book. So I just want to get into it and see what it's like. So yeah, I've heard it's a bit like 50 Shades of Grey, although with like vampires and werewolves and all that stuff. So, might read it, might not. We'll see. Next up, we have a couple books that I got from last year, I'd say. Like, last month, I'd say. Which is To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, everyone's saying that I should read this book, and I read this book in high school. Like 9th, 10th grade, maybe. But, it's kind of a weird book because it's got, like, southern language. Like, instead of there, they would say air. Like, look over air, or something like that. But, yeah. This book, I might do a book review on this, but, yeah, it's gonna take me some time to understand the language and all that. So, yeah. Next up, we have one of the greatest novels of the 20th century, F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. And found this at Target. I've heard it's a pretty good book. And back in high school, this was one of the reading projects they had to do. I was never in English class. I'd never read this book or anything. But, yeah, this is a pretty decent book. you know, for, like, I didn't really, I did start reading it, and it's pretty meh. It's kind of, lukewarm at first, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna kick up speed here in a while. But, yeah, book's pretty interesting. Next book is one of Kurt Cobain's books. If you guys don't know who Kurt Cobain is, he's the lead singer of Nirvana, who sadly passed away in 1994 due to suicide. But this was a book he kept stationary in his pocket, which is Perfume, the Story of a Murderer. And it's a pretty... I haven't read it, but yeah, from what I've heard from Kurt Cobain, it's pretty interesting. So, can't wait to start reading it. It seems pretty interesting.